All right, welcome back. Sports Show YouTube. I love doing these old NFL primetime videos. This time we're going back 2001, Week 5. Going to check out Chris Berman, Tom Jackson, breaking down some NFL highlights from this week in 2001. I'm telling you, man, this show had it going on. Damn, I miss this show. I know they got it back in another kind of format where it's on ESPN+, but it's just not the same leading up to that Sunday night game with some primetime. So let's run this NFL primetime 2001, Week 5. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Let's go.
Vision with some highlights we'll show you, but Tennessee keeping their hopes alive, barely. Here we go now, Chicago. Once upon a time, this would have been Chicago versus Chicago, meaning Cardinals at Bears. Of course, that's 50 years ago. Brian Urlacher, can the Bears actually win 3 in a row? They just win with Jim Miller. His numbers don't look good. He was picked a couple of times. That's a pick to throw to Des White. Miller to Marty Booker, but they just win with him, Tom. 25-yard pickup, 3rd and goal. James Allen, touchdown, Bears 10, Cardinals 3 at Soldier Field. 3:30 left in the half. Jake Plummer pulled one out of the hat last week. 3rd and 3, incomplete. What about
Jake Plummer, man, one of those guys in the NFL. I think he won a playoff game with Arizona, right, against Dallas. So I know they made it to the playoffs. I want to say like in 1999, so a couple years before this. Played for Denver for a couple of years, but a lot of those dudes, like Jake Plummer, man, just kind of forgotten about all completely. I forgot about Jake Plummer. I just see his ass on here. Went to Arizona State. I remember he had a game-winning drive against Ohio State, 97, 96, something like that, back when they played him in the Rose Bowl way back in the day. Man, Jake Plummer, another blast from the past. So many names I'm sure we'll see on here.
the decision?
Well, take a look at the replay, and you watch 3rd and 3, and look at the room that Jake has in front of him. I'm sure if he had the decision to make again, you run for the first down, you have plenty of room to get yourself out of bounds.
Michael Pittman will take the handoff, and for the second week in a row with the Bears defense, Mike Brown caused the fumble. R.W. McQuarters. It's a silver dollar. 69 yards.
R.W. McQuarters, former 49er, and I think he played for the Lions for a minute, too.
And McQuarters in the end zone with the punchline. Right there. 20-6, the Bears. 4th quarter, 3 minutes to go. Can Jake the Snake do it again? Well, there's the throw to Frank Sanders, 20-13. Cards with a shot. Under a minute to go. Shotgun Plummer. But Brian Robinson, cuckoo Kachoo, gets the sack, and the Chicago Bears have won it 20-13. Jim Miller is 4-3 as a starter, and you know the club is way under that in the last 3 years. They're winning, and they're feeling good about their defense.
Yeah, and they're starting to play outstanding defense, and we always say it shows up in the form
The A-Train, just seen Anthony Thomas on there, former running back from Michigan.
of rush defense, and today they held the Cardinals under 80 yards, so an outstanding performance by them in terms of beginning to stop the run.
4 games, the Bears have allowed 43 points. When we return, Steelers on the road in Kansas City, where they often win. Battle of Ohio, biggest crowd ever to watch a sporting event in Ohio at the Bengals-Browns game. Ties Gary Anderson. Ties Gary Anderson's franchise record longest field goal. Steelers 6-0 Pittsburgh. Josh Miller punt blocked by Michael Ricks. Rumbling, fumbling. It's out of the end zone. 2-run home run. Kansas City. George Brett. They're down 6-2. I mean, it's a 6-2 game. Correct. Trent Green, a recurring theme from last week, picked off by Chad Scott. Let's get him go.
Yeah, and that's an out pattern just thrown late by the quarterback, Trent Green.
61 yards, 13-2, Pittsburgh. Then you have an 11-point lead. Why don't we do this? The bus not exactly looking for the sidelines. 30 yards for Jerome Bettis, who today had 112 yards rushing. Cordell Stewart, Hines Ward, one of 57 varieties of the pickle, touchdown, and it's 20-2. The Steelers leading. So now down 18, Kansas City decides to run with Priest Holmes. Now, he ran it well, very well, at under 50 yards. But now here they go, early 4th quarter, 26 yards.
Man, so many good running backs for Kansas City. Priest Holmes, Larry Johnson, I'm thinking of Jamar Charles. They had a nice little stretch of just hitting every draft pick. I think they had a couple of them on the same team at one point. Larry Johnson, I don't know if it was with Priest Holmes or Jamal Charles, but man, they were really racking it up with the running backs back in the day around this time.
It's 20-9, touchdown. Holmes 23 yards.
Yeah, and mysteriously, they continue to run, and you can see the clock right there, and eventually we know what's going to happen.
Well, they get in the end zone. They make a two-point conversion. It's 20-17. 3rd and 4 for the Steelers. Famous Amos Zaraway. We had pickles, we got cookies, we got everything on this team. And Dick Vermeil would never get the ball. Now look, Trent Green played poorly, so they made it a game running, but they eventually ran out of time and never had the ball. Pittsburgh wins it 20-17. First time Chiefs have started at home 0-3 since 1980.
And third,
Plaxico Burress played for the Giants. God, it really, it's funny when you think about Plaxico. A lot of the memories I get from him, Michigan State, obviously, but playing for the Giants, I do remember him being drafted by Pittsburgh, but I'm not sure how long he was out there. But just maybe about 3 or 4 years after that rookie contract, I believe is when he just jumped ship and went to the Giants.
game in a row with Jerome Bettis, 100 yards plus, wins, all for the Steelers.
And, Zaraway had 42, Cordell had 47. They had over 200 yards rushing to the Pittsburgh Steelers. That'll win you a lot of games. Battle of Ohio, and Tom's neighbor in Cincinnati at the game as the Bengals are at home against 3-1 resurgent Cleveland. Nick Harris, this is not direct. This is directional punting. Unfortunately, it's an 18-yard directional punt. So the very next play after the poor Bengal punt, Tim Couch, Kevin Johnson hooked up for the win against San Diego last week.
Tim Couch, man, number 1 pick from from Kentucky. Kevin Johnson, the wide receiver from Syracuse. Tim Couch. I didn't think we really had that bad of an NFL career. He did, obviously, but coming out of the SEC, man, Kentucky, he was putting up some pretty damn big numbers out there against competition where he really didn't have a supporting cast when he played for Kentucky.
30-yard touchdown, Browns win 7-0. It's 7-3 now, move forward to the third quarter. John Kitna caboodles one beautifully to Darnay Scott, and the Bengals have the lead 10-7. Third down now. Later in the third, I should say. Couch runs into James Jackson. It's a fumble. The Bengals recover. Leads to a field goal, 13-7. And then Corey Dillon. Watch this. Get out of my way. No one's going to stop.
And people talk about Corey Dillon being a contact runner. His coaches do. Watch once he feels the contact from defenders. He runs through 1, 2. We're going to see a third and a fourth guy here. He's actually punishing the guys trying to make the tackle.
Next play, John Kitna hooks up in the shadows with Peter Warwick, standing in the shadows of love for 34 yards.
Peter Warwick, man, that dude from Florida State, man, I think he was number 3? He was a top 5 pick, right, when he went to Cincinnati? Played for Chris Wenke at Florida State. He was a playmaker in college, just never really was able to put it together when he got to the NFL.
Always liked that song. Kitna to Chad Johnson, waiting for the heartache to come inside the 10. Dillon. Early fourth now, same drive in the end zone. 140 yards on 31 carries for Corey Dillon. Hey, Dick LeBeau doing a great job with the Bengals. They signed him just in time. First round draft pick Justin Smith signed the week before the regular season, really the week of game 1. And he makes the big sack. The Bengals are their best start since 1990, which is the last time they had a winning record under Weish. They win it 24-14, each Ohio team 3-2.
And again, start with the running back, Corey Dillon, 31 carries, 140 yards. You do that, you set up play action pass, you make your quarterback somewhat comfortable.
Tommy, 199 yards rushing, 201 yards passing. What about, we've always talked about the Bengals balance.
That is correct.
Just we haven't talked about it for a while. When we return, you want to talk about game-winning TDs. How about the Niners and the Falcons? About it, Minnesota, and a nail-biter, they wished it wasn't one.
Welcome back to NFL Primetime, presented by Miller Lite.
Talk about a great finish. San Francisco at Atlanta, the first rematch of the year. San Francisco down 10 in the first game, tied it in regulation, won in overtime at the Bay. Chris Chandler to Bob's sister, Christian. It's a touchdown. 7-0. He white snakes his way into the end zone. 7-0 Falcons. Chandler to Algie Crumpler. Oh, what a nice catch on the fly and run down to the 3-yard line. Maurice Smith would score in a 3-yard touchdown the next play. 20-7 Atlanta at the half. Terrell Owens, no catches first half. He's terrible. Well, maybe not. Jeff Garcia Terrell Owens, that's beautiful. It's a touchdown, 33 yards, 20-17.
I think we all know the riff between Terrell Owens and freaking Jeff Garcia. Who was the coach at this time? I'm assuming it's Mariucci, right?
Under a minute to go in the third. Garcia, Owens, slant, 18 yards with the score 23-17 Atlanta in the fourth. Next play, Garcia looking for Owens. Well, he feels the rush nicely, Tommy. Throws it, but wait a minute. Ed Jasper knocks down Matt Willett, 15-yard unnecessary roughness penalty leads to the Niners keeping the ball. Kevin Barlow, touchdown. 24-23 Niners. 2.5 minutes to go regulation. Chandler, Brian Finnerman. Finnerman begin again. 47 yards, touchdown. And you think all he can do is score? 2-point conversion, good, 31-24 Atlanta. 2 minutes left. Jeff Garcia and Terrell Owens, 16 yards. 22 seconds left. At the 17, Garcia, Owens, touchdown. We're tied. We got overtime. 31 all. Jose Baby Cortez, the happy kicker, won it in overtime the first game. Would he have a chance? Garcia, Dave Fiore, fumbled snap, third of the game. Falcons ball, but they didn't capitalize. They had the punt. Niners ball, 3rd and 1. Fred Beasley gets the first down. 3 plays later, 3rd and 5. Pump fake. Garcia. Owens. Gone! 52 yards. 9 catches in the second half in overtime. 3 touchdowns and a dump. And the Niners win it 37-31. What about the coaching job Steve Mariucci is doing? They're 4-1 after winning this game on 332 passing for Jeff Garcia.
And you mentioned Owens, no catches in the first half. I think we're looking at the new, if you will, Sterling Sharp.
Damn, Garrison Hurst. Yeah, he was a running back. Played for the Cardinals for a couple of years. Had some good years. Had that big long run, I think, against the Jets, like 98 yards. I think in overtime. I think it still might be the longest run in overtime history back in 98, I want to say. Something like that, possibly 99.
In this league, the strongest wide receiver in this league. He's not only big, but tremendous strength.
Ty Streets from Michigan. 4 catches, 51 yards. Look at J.J. Stokes. 2 catches for 17. He was a really high pick from the Niners back in 94, 95, I believe, came out of UCLA.
The Niners at 4-1. I've revved up the bandwagon, which I think I built back in 1981. Lions winless. Let's start Charlie Batch, okay? But it didn't start well. The guy that started well was Minnesota at home. Dante Culpepper, Nevada, 33 yards. Touchdown, 24-6 Vikings. It's going to be a laugher because Detroit, once again in the first half, horrible, outscored 80-12. They scored 24-6 in the third. Culpepper to Chris Carter. All he does?
Catch touchdown.
This one passes the great Jim Brown. 127 for his career. 4th all-time, 31-6 Minnesota. It's over. Maybe not. Charlie Batch, they scored once, 31-13. Batch. Jermaine Crowell, wide open, 16 yards. No good for 2 points, 31-19.
Jermaine Crowell was a hell of a wide receiver. I think we got him for Virginia, I think. Might be wrong on that, but I loved Jermaine Crowell. I think he had a really nasty knee injury that kind of derailed his career. I want to say he played Arena Football League, too, for a minute.
12-point game. 10 minutes left. Culpepper to Randy Moss, and you don't see this often, but look at the play by Todd White.
Well, it's a great play by Todd White. He does a better job of getting up and fighting for the football. If you're Randy Moss, you want to catch the ball at its highest point. He managed to let it get down to his chest, and then Light did a great job of fighting him for the football.
On 3rd and 5 with 7.5 minutes to go, Batch to Johnny's Martin. Keeps the drive alive. Then Batch tries to salt one in the end zone to Morton, but it's ruled incomplete, out of bounds. I don't know. We watched it at the time. Marty Morningwake says appeal. Good appeal.
Yeah, watch the right foot and the left knee. Gets 1-2 down. Referee did a great job of making that.
Fucking Matt Millen losing his shit right there. Oh, this is the Marty Morningwake days. Okay. Okay, so I think they were 1-15 this year. Something like that. God damn the Matt Millen years. Holy shit, the mustache. Don't get me wrong, man. I think he won. He meant well, but God, this dude could not put together a team. 3 straight wide receivers he drafted. Talk with me. Come on, let's go through it. Roy Williams, Charles Rogers, Mike Williams. None of them panned out. None of them for the Detroit Lions. Man, we got a Matt Millen sighting.
Ruling, overturning the call.
Look at everyone with Matt Millen. You got to take on the demeanor of your president. Dennis Green. You got to be kidding me. Meanwhile, Charlie Batch to Morton, 15 yards on 4th and 2. Under a minute to go. Their own 28. The drive goes. 31 seconds left. Batch. David Sloan, how's Denny looking now? 11 yards. Here come the Lions. Batch. 15 seconds left. To Crowell, they have no timeouts. They make it. Get out of... Go. What are you doing? What are you doing? Tick, 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 tick. What are you doing? Get out of bounds. He had a great game, but brain cramped at the end. Vikes win. Barely. 31-26. I think we're going to let Charlie Batch start next week with the Lions 0-4 for the first time since '89, early in the Wayne Fonts years when they specialized in coming back. Minnesota Dodgers and
Damn, look at Charlie Batch throwing 345 yards. What? That's got to be his career high. Has to be. 3 touchdowns. Randy Moss, 6 for 78. Michael Bennett. I remember Michael Bennett, too. He was on there for quite a while, actually. The running back from Minnesota. Damn it, Jermaine Crowell. Get out of bounds.
Outstanding day by Dante Culpepper. But again, you look at the fact that the Minnesota Vikings don't have the balance, did a lot today. You had Dante Culpepper as your leading rusher again for the Minnesota Vikings.
with 83 yards rushing and 244 passing. When we return, another great finish, New Orleans at Carolina. And in football, we got a great game scheduled tonight. Colts at home against it. I gave White Snake credit when it should have been Night Ranger for Sister Christian. We got that straightened out. Saints, I do it on the fly. You know, I can't come up with everything. Saints at Panthers. Chris Winkie, and he can't hold on to the ball early. Sammy Knight recovers. He's been around the ball all year for the Saints, Tom. And one play later, Aaron Brooks to Cam Cleland, making his presence felt. The big guy, touchdown, 7-0 Saints. It's 10-0, and Winkie is trying to make something of it all, picked off by Charlie Clemens. Looks like San Diego State in that uniform, doesn't it?
Yeah, the all-black.
It's just, I don't know. 3 first-half turnovers by the Panthers. And Brooks makes him pay to Cam Cleland. Touchdown, 17-0 Saints. It's over. Think again. 17-6 Panthers punting. Michael Lewis.
That was fast.
Fair catch. But he doesn't catch it. Goes to the bread baskets. Michael Hawks recovers.
Well, Panthers did a great job of surrounding the
Michael Lewis was a fast wide. I want to say he played for the Giants. I think he did.
football and made it a difficult catch for Michael Lewis. Great job for them getting down and recovering the football.
So Winkie to Donald Hazen. You talk about a good catch. How about that one? Touchdown, 2 points, no good. 17-12. Saints lead down to 5. Then blocking Saints.
Yeah, watch number 85, Cam Cleland, number 68, Kyle Turley, and 65, Chris Naoli. They do a great job of sealing so that Ricky Williams can get to the outside. A seal here and a seal here.
Going to break it up the alley. 147 yards for Ricky Williams, and the blockers say, hey, good job. It leads to a field goal, 20-12, the Saints. Now in the fourth quarter, third down for Chris Winkie. And on a day when it rained, it was sunny, it's a first down. Under 4 minutes to go on 2nd and 9. Winky dinky do to Wesley Walls. Oh, that's pretty all the way around.
And think about this game. It started with Winkie fumbling the ball, Winkie throwing an interception. He is so mature as a young quarterback.
So it's 20-18 and Steve Smith.
So mature. He was damn near in the 30s when he came into the league.
Return the opening kickoff this year. Look at him do it again. Could go all the way. Under 2 minutes to go. Smith, 70-yard touchdown. The Panthers have come from way back. They lead the Saints 25-20. So now it's the Saints that have to come from behind. Brooks with 1:10 to go, and the game is over, right? Oh, no, it's not. Doug Evans can't quite hold on to it. 4th and 10. Aaron Brooks, Tommy's cousin Willie's Jackson, first down. After a timeout, Brooks Got a lot of cousins in here, I gotta tell you. Scrambling. First down. Look at the block. He gets downfield. Brooks ran for 49 yards. A pump fake to Joe Little Bighorn. Broken up in the end zone. 2nd and 10. Brooks, Horn, down to the 5. Here they go. Saints spike it. 14 seconds left. Now 5 seconds to go. It's loud. Incomplete. Is that it? No, there's 1 second. What about this call? A toss to Ricky Williams in 1 second. Touchdown.
It's a great call. Set up for the pass. You know the defense is thinking you're going to pass. You run with Ricky Williams. Great call by Coach Haslett.
What a gutsy call by Jim Haslett, Aaron Brooks and company.
Look at Coffee Warriors boys pulling out the win. Ricky? Ricky? Look at Ricky.
And on the last play of the game with 1 second to go, they run it to the post. And the Saints beat the Panthers by the count of 27-25.
Look at this right here. 14 of 40. What? Oh, Tim Biakapatuka. The former running back for Michigan. Oh, man. Tim Biakapatuka. Holy shit. Look at Aaron Brooks, though. 14 of 40. Uh-oh.
So New Orleans now ups their mark to 3-1 in a very competitive NFC West.
And reoccurring theme here, 31 carries, 147 yards for Ricky Williams. Amazing how your quarterback plays well when you run like that.
So the Panthers game still haven't won since opening day. And now the only team going into Week 5 still undefeated, the 4-0 St. Louis Rams against Ron Dane and the 3-1 New York Football Giants. Dane pitch, waits for block, powers to the corner. Hey, nice opening 80-yard drive, or early 80-yard drive, first possession game, 7-0 Giants. Morton Anderson, 41-yard field goal, good. Giants lead 10-6, but wait, flag, holding, Dan Campbell. So 51-yard field goal.
Dan Campbell called for a holding penalty. I'll be damned.
No good. His first miss of the year. Remember it. Score remains 7-6. G-Man. Here come the Rams. Oh, Marshall.
Yeah, very unfall-like for him to have a ball in his hands. Would have scored on this play. You can see how frustrated he is.
Sets up a field goal, though. 9-7 Rams. Michael Barrow, Sean Williams, crush ball. He hadn't fumbled in 501 straight touches. Dropped that pass. Fumbled 2 times in the game. Falk, strained right knee. The one he's had surgery on twice. He's going to be out for up to a month. More details in a day or two.
Yeah, Barrow down low with the hit. Sean Williams did the damage up top and bent him back over his knee.
So the Giants knock Falk out. Terry Collins steps up. Ike Hilliard, touchdown. The Giants playing so well on defense now have the lead 14-9.
Ike Hilliard from Florida and Kerry Collins from Penn State. Throwing a dart in there. Took him to a Super Bowl, too.
Say well on defense. Charge led by Michael Strahan.
Yeah, take a look at Michael Strahan right there in the box. You're going to see the guard come all the way down the line. Tom Newton try to block him. That's a difficult block for the guard. Michael Strahan, with his strength and quickness, just does him in. And then working on Ryan Tucker, the right tackle, just overpowers him, pushes him back to Kurt Warner, and drives him over the quarterback. This is another play. Look at him force Ryan Tucker to give ground so he can get another sack on Kurt Warner.
And now it's more Michael Strahan. He had 4 sacks. He strips Warner of the ball. Strahan, the Giants, why wouldn't they be confident? Playing defense like the defending NFC champions said they would. Warner rolls out for Isaac Bruce. Sam Garnes is there to knock it away. 4th and 3, the Warner family. Hoping. Falk out. It's Trung Candidate. Wins the election. First down. 3 plays later on 3rd and 8. Warner hit as he lets fly. Flag flies on a pass overthrown for Candidate. Kurt hurt. Garnes holding the jersey of Candidate.
Yeah, easy call for the official because the jersey comes away from the body.
So Wynn knocked out, so Jeannie Martin in to hand it to Trung Candidate. Not the show you expect from the Rams. 2-point conversion fails, but they take the lead at 15-14. Under 2 minutes to go. Can the Giants get into Morton Anderson field goal range? Collins, Hilliard, down to the 46. 2 plays later. Collins, Joe Juravicius, caught by Adam Archuleta. Fred Westrom is there.
I thought you had Joe Juravicius in here. I remember him, man. Went to play for Green Bay, and I think he played for the Lions for a minute, too, right? Joe Juravicius.
That's a real good defensive play, and you can't fault the Giants' offense.
Yeah, Adam Archuleta, one of the great young safeties coming in this league. A good hit on a good play forces the turnover.
The Rams are 5-0, so they remain the last undefeated team as they were 2 years ago when they won the Super Bowl. The Rams...
Man, Ron Dane from Wisconsin. We actually did a Ron Dane video. I think the highlights of him in the Rose Bowl. I think it was, yeah, from 2000, 1999, something like that. He was a beast. Heisman Trophy winner, too.
5-0 for the third straight year. Only the third team in history to do that. 73-75 Vikes, 29-31 Packers. But I feel like we should, I mean, congratulations to the Rams, but we should talk about what the New York Giants did in St. Louis, where the Rams are twice as fast. What a defensive performance. They did everything but win.
Well, I thought that John Fox, the defensive coordinator, came up with a great scheme, and he did just enough rushing and blitzing. He forced the quarterback to have to make some tough decisions. They really battered Kurt Warner around, but you give the Rams credit as well for standing in, taking the licks, taking the pounding, and coming back and winning the football game. But I think that what's interesting here is as you look at the 16 carries for 41 yards, we know that Mike Martz has made up his mind that they want to throw the football. How often can we see Kurt Warner take the kind of beating that he took today?
Mike Martz, man, that's a dude, another one. Another offensive genius, so he was labeled as. I think he was an offensive coordinator for the Lions. I don't think he became interim coach. I don't know why I'm thinking he did at some point when they had fired the head coach at the time. But, man, yeah, those St. Louis teams, obviously, Mike Martz was pretty much the head scheming for all those routes and deep underneath slants and Falk on the backfield. All that fun stuff was all Mike Martz.
And it might be more of a beating with Marshall Falk sidelined for at least some amount of time.
You know what we talked about on the pregame on Sunday NFL Countdown is that, you know, the Rams, that they're going to 4 or 5 games have a lot of turnovers.
Well, it's going to happen.
They fumbled a lot against Philly, but they fell on theirs themselves. They're 4 turnovers today, Rams. They survived 3 turnovers before. They're human. The Giants made them human, but they did everything but win the game. What a tough football game that was. Doug Flutie in Foxborough, he's automatic there. We all know that. I'm on green. Well, you can't run against the Ravens. No way the Ravens would lose at Lambeau. We all know that. Yeah, right.
Welcome back to NFL Primetime, presented by Miller Lite.
San Diego coming to Foxborough. It's been Doug Flutie, 13-1 as a starting quarterback in high school, college, and as a pro against Tom Brady. 1-0 lifetime at Foxborough. Why would we show the Chargers at Harvard Stadium against the Patriots and Lance Allworth catching a touchdown in 1970? It's the last time they beat him, period. They lost 9 straight, have the Chargers to the Patriots. Tom Brady, fake. Terry Glenn, he's back. He's in the lineup for a 20-yard
Terry Glenn from Ohio State.
pickup. Second quarter, tied at 3 on 2nd and 8. Tom Brady starting his 3rd game for Drew Bledsoe. Oh, my God, the poise. Touchdown to Glenn. Extra point block. P-Men lead 9-3. Chargers lead 13-9. Patriots first. Go look at Antoine Smith. Get the nail from Junior Seau. Ex-Bill. Now good. Touchdown.
Take another look at it, Antoine Smith. A great hit by Junior Seau at the 1-yard line, but he manages to keep himself balanced, Smith does, and back into the end zone.
So 16-13 P-Men play Flake. Flutie to Steve Hyden skating into the end zone. Chargers botch the extra point. They lead 19-16. Then Lee Johnson. And look at Derek Harris. Throw him down, get the fumble, get up and score. That's the hat trick, and the game is over. The Chargers lead 26-16, under 9 to go. But it's not over. 26-19, 2.5 left. LaDainian Tomlinson stuffed by Brian Cox, who caught a pass, was in on goal line offense, recovered a fumble, and helped force this punt. Now, let me tell you about a man named Brady. Minute 24, Brady, Detroit Brown edge, banner it out, 16 yards. 3 plays later, oh my goodness, they're inside the 5. Brady to local hero Jermaine Wiggins, touchdown, extra point, good, 26-all, overtime. Chargers win the toss, but the Natalie Clad, Bill Belichick's defense hold. Now it's the Patriots' ball. Brady for David Patton. The general gets the flag. Alex Molden watch.
Well, you got to turn around and look for the football and make a play on the ball and not on the receiver.
3rd and 5. Look at the floater to Kevin Falk. First down and then some. Sets up. few plays later, 44-yard field goal. Adam Vinatieri. Good. It's good. They beat Doug Flutie in Foxborough. Are you kidding me? Perhaps his last visit there ever. And the Patriots, with Tom Brady throwing an amazing amount of times. Tom Brady, 33 of 54 for 364. What poise? Patriots come from 10 back to win.
Yeah, and
It's so funny to hear them obviously talk about Tom Brady because we all know what he went on to do in his NFL career. But talk about him as a rookie or his second year, getting the start for obviously the injured Drew Bledsoe. But I remember reading the book. It's better to be feared. They were talking about this game going into it. I think the head coach of San Diego really wanted to recruit Tom Brady back at the day. Before he went to Michigan. He wanted to draft him too on the Chargers, but that's just funny shit right there. Tom Brady talked about not in the stature and building the resume. He obviously would. The legend of Tom Brady begins.
amazing he found a go-to receiver in Terry Glenn.
Curtis Conway, damn, he played for the Bears.
Back for the first time in a month, and he comes back and plays well.
So a tough loss for San Diego's now dropped 2 in a row.
Timmy Dwight from Iowa had a kickoff return in the Super Bowl Falcons against the Broncos. Another Big Ten boy right there.
They're starting out 3-0. And now you talk about tough. Brett Favre is the toughest gunslinger in the Midwest, the West, the East, the North, the South, the Caribbean, Asia, Antarctica. But here comes a tough Raven defense after destroying Denver and Tennessee. What could they do to the Pack? Whoa! Jamie Sharper, Peter Pouillet, Ray Lewis stop Amon Green. But on the same drive, second quarter, Favre, so calm. Bubba Franks, 2-yard touchdown, tied at 7.
Who was that? Sherman, right? The head coach right there. They just showed. Remember Warren Sapp said, "Put a helmet on. Put a helmet on."
Late second, Favre. Corey Bradford stretching. 47 yards. He's ruled down. Not all the extra yards. Who cares? 40 seconds left in the half. Favre. Antonio Freeman. Can you thread it any more than that? Favre. 8 seconds to go. Freeman. Touchdown. Mike Sherman's Packers lead 17-7. Brett Favre looking as good as he's ever looked. Meanwhile, down 17-7, Elvis Gerback. Picked off by Darren Sharper. Dad had a tough time. Jamie plays for the Ravens. Darren plays for the Pack. I feel strongly both ways. Matt Smokey Stover, 28-yard field goal, makes it 17-10. 31 straight games he's had at least a field goal, tie the NFL record, except for the Vikings' Fred Cox. Favre to Donald Duke and the driver, between 3 guys to the 29. 3 plays later, 3rd and 9. Amon Green, up the gut, down to the 9. Pass interference call makes it 1st and goal at the 1. Green, touchdown. Pack. 8-play, 80-yard drive, 24-10, Green Bay.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at some of the defense that Green Bay played today. Watch Niall Diggs. We're going to put him in the box for you right there. Jason Brookins coming up on the run off the right side of the offense. And look at Diggs, light into him. The rest of the defense comes for support late.
Scored 24-10, Pack late in the 4th, under 8 to go. Favre, Freeman. Corey Bradford going to block downfield on Chris McAllister. It helps bring a 47-yard play down to the 2. Boy, the Packers are in sync on offense. Remember, this is a defense that sets records, leads the NFL at everything, but not today. Favre, Bubba Franks, touchdown. The road is on. 31-10, Pack. Later in the 4th, 31-17, Randall Cunningham dusted off. How many times have we seen him do this?
Great job of diving into the end zone. Even at his age, he can still get up in the air and get over the defense.
31-23 after Baltimore goes for 2 and doesn't get it. Freeman recovers the onside kick, and just on cue, a rainbow over the field at Lambeau. It's raining, sunny, Brett Favre, 27 of 34, so only 7 incompletions. None of them picked. 337 yards, 3 touchdown passes. The
Elvis Gerback from Michigan right there. Mont Green, good running back, man, from Nebraska.
Packers, the Green Bay Packers, are 4-1, slicing and dicing the Ravens. Brian Jaworski with number 4.
Thank you very much, Boomer. Brett, your 30th 300-yard passing game. Did you expect it to come against the league's #1 defense?
Absolutely not. We didn't know what to expect. We knew they had a great defense, and really the second great defense we faced in a row. And we felt like going into the game we wouldn't be able to run the football much or well, and that held true. I mean, they're a great defense, and we knew we had to execute and make the most of every opportunity that we were going to get. Try to spread them out and use our weapons. Put 5 guys out there, let them all run it out, and you got to find the one who's open. And it is a lot of pressure on the quarterback, but we felt like it was our best chance to win.
All right, Brett Favre having fun in the field. The Packers go to 4-1. Back to you, Boomer.
Wow. By the way, this just in, he's the best. He's the best.
Well,
he is the best. They were so in sync, Tom.
Ray Lewis, meet Brett Favre.
Yes, hello.
It's one of those situations where certainly the Ravens are still an outstanding defense and able to make you one-dimensional. That one dimension today was Brett Favre, and they did a great job, as he said, of spreading them out, forcing them to keep their nickel package on the football field, and you saw the variety of throws that Brett Favre can make. He either waits until the last second to deliver the ball where he wants, or he buys time with his legs to allow his receivers to get open.
And oh, by the way, the Packer defense, they look pretty good as well. Brett Favre and Lambeau, 61-9 in his career. 61-9. And this is what the Packers and Favre did today. As we go inside the numbers, the first 4 games the Ravens played, they allowed only 3 touchdowns to their defense. Now, what we mean by 54 yards is many of them were fumbles deep. The team went nowhere to score. Sunday against the Packers, drives of 59, 74, 80, and 82. They took it to him early. They took it to him late. They took it to him all day. They exposed him. Packers win big.
Inside the Numbers is brought to you by
Dave Wannstedt and the Dolphins going to the Meadowlands at 1.
NFL Primetime Players is brought to you by 1-800-COLLECT. Save a buck or two.
Boom, my game ball for the first time goes to a member of the losing team, Michael Strahan. 4 sacks, 6 tackles today. Great effort, career high for him.
My game ball goes to the greatest gun in any part of the world. Number 4, Brett Favre, almost perfect against the impregnable, we thought, Ravens defense. Who did you vote for? Brett Favre. Hey, look, Terrell Owens, an unbelievable game. Ricky Williams, Brett Favre. Unbelievable. As the Green Bay Packers are in first place they used to own in the NFC Central. On this day, we saw the Packers, Tom, do to Baltimore what we thought couldn't be done.
Yes.
We saw the Giants defensively do to St. Louis.
Very competitive.
A lot of teams will be studying this.
And I think in the AFC, we absolutely don't know.
Tackles again yesterday.
All right, that's that. Kind of cut out there at the end, but that was a good video, man. Good video right there. Man, love some old NFL prime time. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Sunday Night Football. America's cool, but it just doesn't have the NFL prime time was special. It was just special stuff right there leading up to that Sunday night game. Well, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe. See ya.